Today, I'm going to show you how to put together click flooring or vinyl flooring. Right here, we have an arm. This is for the edge of your floor, like if you're going against the wall, it'll grab onto it. You would simply use your hammer and hit the arm piece, and it would cause it to click together. Of course, with a bit more force. You have your setting bar here. We have the vinyl strip. This I use for spacers in the wall or under the wall because I don't like using wood. Wood against concrete, it kind of turns to mush and it won't hold after a while, whereas your PVC will last as long as your floors do. You'll need pencils, a knife to cut your flooring. Your square is to help you make a 90-degree angle. You also have your circular saw, and I use this for long cuts. We also have a jigsaw here in case I wanted to cut around a box, cut around my toilet, or maybe there's a door jamb in the way that I need to cut and slide it up under. We're fixing to start in another room, and I got down on the floor and I was fixing to click it together, but it's so dirty and we don't want any of that dirt trapped under our floors. For one, it'll ruin the floors for later. So let's just clean up the area a little bit, and then I'll show you how to put the click in the groove, and we can click and groove all the way through. Okay, so when we first start a floor, what we do is we pop a line. When we pop this line, that normally means that that's where our lip and our one piece of flooring is gonna line right up to. I would need spacers behind it to make sure that I couldn't push any further. So in order to make sure I did that properly, what I would do is I would push the piece back, measure the spot that I need, and then I would go cut a 1/2 inch spacer for that. So right 1/2 inch on the floor. So what we'll do is we'll make our 1/2 inch mark, one side, then the other. Draw your straight line. As straight as you can. All right, our 3/8, our 1/2 inch, and our 5/8. And what we'll do is we'll go back to where we made the marks on the floor, and we'll just make sure it fits. That's our 3/8. This is going to be our 1/2 inch. 1/2 inch right on the line. That will work. And then our 5/8. There. See how the biggest point lands on the line? That's what you want it to do when we push it back behind the wall. Okay? So we'll keep that in location. Bring this back. Take our pieces out. Put it under the wall, right where they're going to go. And then we'll put our pieces back under there. There you go. And your spacers will help you line it right on the line. So when you're putting them together, you have the tongue, then you have the groove. When you're using the tongue and groove, you put the groove into the tongue, and then when you use your hammer and your block piece, it comes together as one. Nice, smooth, and you can't even tell there's a line there. And tongue and groove, when you put it together, you can pull it, but it's not coming apart. That's why it's nice and sturdy. And because it's vinyl, it's waterproof. Well, very highly water resistant. Use your knife, score it, don't mark the other floor, score it twice, and then just simply use your knee or something that's not gonna hurt and pop it. Cuts easy just with your knife. Let's say you have a piece up against the wall, but it's only 2 inches. So what you would do is you would mark your line all the way down your piece. I'm gonna put it on the other flooring because it makes it easier to cut, and I have something to grasp onto when I clamp it. Safety first. So use your face mask or your goggles along with a 95 mask so that none of the dust gets into your lungs. All right, now that that's done, we shall continue. Use your circular saw. Okay, so I followed the guideline, which was 0, and as you can tell, it's right beside the line that you've measured to cut, which is good because I want to keep this side. All right, let me finish it off. This is a whole piece. So what I'll look for is a small piece to begin with. Now when you're doing your flooring, I like it to look stepped, no pattern. So we want to make it look as chaotic as we can so that there's no pattern. And I'll make that a little bit different. Let's see, let's cut about 18 inches off of it. Excellent. Now we'll put it in. We'll set it. See how it's set down? And then just tap it under the wall. There we go. Nice and pretty. Okay, here we go. We're gonna make sure the groove and the tongue is facing the right way. First, we'll put in the edge. Just make sure it's nice and in. Bringing your part down. And now, the most important thing, hold it up at an angle so that it goes together. Easy peasy. And let me just show you what it looks like if you weren't holding it up at an angle. We'll get this next piece here, and I'll just demonstrate a little bit because I don't want to ruin the floor. What we'll do is we'll snap in the piece. All right. And instead of me holding it up, I'm just going to leave it on the floor. See? It's just not going together. But if we add that little angle, easy peasy, and it goes right in. All right, now our next piece, we can start as a whole and just keep running. I do love flooring. It is therapeutic. I get to lightly bang on things. Okay, we're starting to work our way into a closet. So what we want to do is we want to start it to where we can at least have 3 runs before we go into the closet, hitting our pieces back this way. Then, after we go into the closet, we can easily go the other way. Nice and tight. We want our first one nice and tight. Now we'll go to the next one. Okay, very important. You need to put all your weight on this one over here to get that one to attach to this one because I haven't run anything back yet. So this is the tricky part. Again, put your weight on it. Remember your angle. And then when it sits flat, it's all the way in. There we go. Now we'll run the next piece over. so that we can have 3 into the closet before we come back. Now see how this one matches this piece here? You don't want to put 2 matching pieces side by side. So definitely reach into your pile and grab another piece. Now, inside the closet, this is going to be a little bit of a test, because as you'll notice, I don't have much room to make sure the piece gets under both sides. And just put a little trash piece under there to help you cut. All right, here we go again. Gotta slide it back under there. Oops. Oh, don't connect it yet. Make sure it's both split between both sides. There we go. Oh, this is where that arm's going to come in handy. If you can't reach it, grab the arm, use the arm piece over the other piece so that it protects your edge better. Make sure you have it at a little angle. Sometimes you just got to give it a little love and a little oomph to it, and you get it all together. There we go. And none of the edges are broke. That's what we're trying to do. Not break anything and keep it looking beautiful. Now the next piece, we're going to have to measure. This piece here, because it has a lip, has to face this way. Sometimes when I'm measuring, I'll cut it wrong. Just mark your piece before you go. So bring it on in front of you. I know it can't go under there quite yet, but it will. So we're gonna bring that in front of us like that. Then we're gonna measure our spot. Now keep in mind, you still have to be able to get this piece into it to set it down into this piece, but you want it tight so it looks pretty when we go to caulk it in. So here we got exactly 4 inches, exactly at 4, but see how I marked it backwards? Remember, pull from the other way and make your measurement so that you'll cut off the right side. Make sure your saw's off. Set it down, and you are golden. Now we have our little piece. It's got a lot of little plastic pieces on it, and we don't want those getting in the groove to mess up our next piece when we put it together. Just kind of dust it off real good, and then we're ready to put in our piece. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna slide it on back in there, just like so. Now you'll take your arm piece, put it in. See how I left just enough room to put that in? That's important. There we go, and okay. Now what you didn't see is the whole thing moved a little bit underneath me, so I can give it back just a tad. And that's how your closet's gonna work out. Now with the rest of it, we're gonna run it normally, just like we did with the rest of the floors. We'll be happy to answer all your questions. Thank you kindly for watching. This is Brandy Fry saying, I appreciate you.